Alright, today is day 7 of the Invictus launch week. So it's the final 26th through 27th. So everything that has been in the show is available now. So anything that you liked, anything you were interested in, can be picked out of the show. I liked quite a few ships. I was really impressed with the Mirai MX and the Mirai Fury, or not the Fury. Because they were in, the Mirai Guardian. It's not perfect. I think there's some more work to be done on it, but I even really like the base model because it had decent range, decent maneuverability. The guns on it were not perfect, but they worked really well. Surprisingly so. Of the fighters that I've used in the event so far, it has been the most impressive. The Grey Cat was underwhelming, mostly because there's not really much to do with it other than drive it around. There's no real events or anything that's specifically set up for it. So as the new ground vehicle in the system, it's kind of, a purpose searching for a cause kind of a deal. It has no real mechanics to weigh it against something else. Argus is okay. I used to really like the Eclipse, but there seems to have been some changes since the last time I played with it. It's not as sneak in and hit hard. I think they've nerfed its missiles or torpedoes. I didn't have the crew for a Hammerhead really to get a feel for that, and I couldn't get on a crew for it. So let's see. I really want to like the Gladiator because I think once the bombing is fully in the game, it's really going to shine. It's just, it's not there yet. It's so many pieces seem to be missing from making it what it should be. Like the Terrapin. I really like the Terrapin Medevac. Played with the Anvil Hawk. It's actually kind of fun for what it is, but it's just way too light to do any of the event stuff. Carrick I could give a real good evaluation of because, well, you need a full crew to make that a really fair evaluation, and I don't have a crew. Pisces, I love the Pisces. Valkyrie was okay. Arrow was another one that was really nice. It's just, it is what it is. It's kind of a high-end light fighter. It's fast, it's nimble, it has all the nice accoutrements. Not really a whole lot to say bad about it, but I think it needs some balancing for what it is. It seems to have more armor than other light fighters. The Asgard, for all the hoopla that's been going over on it, I wasn't as impressed. Maybe once we get some ground play in, which is what it's a ground support vehicle basically. Once that gets in the game, maybe it'll be more of a purpose, you know. It's another one that doesn't have purpose at this point because the gameplay is not in the game. So, you know, it's hard to judge it for what it is against what we have currently. In the space battles, it's just a huge target and it gets chewed up so easily. Ballista, same thing. Ground play needs to be in game. The Pisces Rescue, great little ship, good maneuverability ability with the med bed in the back, allows you to get people healed up and back in the fight. The Centurion, another ground play issue. The Super Hornet was okay, but it seemed to be lacking something as well. I don't know whether it's just a balance issue or there's something going on with the event. When I tried to bring it into the battle, it was almost immediately targeted and burnt down. It went down faster than some of the bigger ships that weren't really fighting ships. The Anvil F8, love it. It was doing great until I started fighting hammerheads with it, and hammerheads are a little more than it can take by itself. Spartan, another ground vehicle. The Terrapin Medivac, great ship. It doesn't really have a full purpose yet, but with the med bed and the extra armoring, it is a good little hostile area vehicle to charge in, pick up who you need, and get the heck out of there. Take a bit of a beating, but not get taken out. Good little ship. I did not do anything with the Argo SRV, which is the basically tug, space tug, tow truck kind of thing. It's another one that's not fully, doesn't have a fully gameplay loop in yet. You can do some salvage runs with it, but as far as I know, it's not really a fully functional thing in game. Did not do anything with the personal cargo, the Argo cargo, or the Argo tractor because, well, not really much to do with them right now. Mustang Delta, I didn't even fly this one actually. It's a starter ship, it's a super light fighter. I really should look at going and flying it again. It is just not my cup of tea. Even out of all the starter ships, it's not the one I would pick. Starships, the Starlifter is another big target in the event. As soon as you fly in, they immediately just pound you to pieces. It didn't matter which one you were flying. The Ion was a little bit better, but for some reason the targeting's off. They've really cut down on the accuracy of both of them. So you fly in and engage the ship, you know, because it's got a size 7 weapon on it. You figure it'll hold up just a little bit better. And they're just a big target. And because they are known as a, big ship killer, seems like they target them right away and you get swarmed and pretty soon you're done. Mercury Star Runner, great all-around ship, not a great fighter for the event, but it was fun to fly. It's fun, it looks great, it has great accoutrements, but just not much of a ship for the event. But other than that, it's a really nice run back and forth and around ship. Really like it. Okay, C1 Spirit, not a bad ship. It's, my biggest complaint about it is when you're in the turns for fighting with it, it tends to show more of a profile. So it tends to get just tore up a bit more than other ships because of that wide, flat profile. Either when you're in your turn or, you know, you just are a big target. So when you're straight on, it's not too bad because it's fairly flat, but as soon as you make the turn, you're wide open. Didn't do anything with the Drake Herald. I've flown it before. It's a fast ship. It does have guns and weapons on it, but it's just not what you do for like this specific events, which is all space-based this year. Didn't take out the Drake Dragonfly. Didn't take out the Scout, Drake Cutter Scout, or any of the cutters, because they are another beginning ship. They're kind of ugly, but they are more functionality for cargo space and maneuver. I think they got a greater range than the Mustang. Didn't do anything with the red or the Cutlass Blue, but I did use the black several times to go through the event. My personal Cutlass Black that I've modified did fairly well. I know the frame and I can fly accordingly, so I did fairly well in the event with it. I stayed back, used its missiles when I could, but it's another one that when it's in the turn, it shows a lot of profile. So you've got to account for that when you're fighting. The Corsair was surprisingly useful in the event with its forward guns that the pilot uses. It did really well for attacking the other ships, and you know, even throwing some pain at the hammerheads that are in the event. It's usually best just to sit back and pelt them with missiles, and this did fairly well. Drake Buccaneer, really like it just for its targeting profile. I wished I just would buy it in game and remount them weapons on it, because the ballistic cannon on the top is great, but as soon as you run out of ammo, you're kind of in a situation. So there is that. Did not use the Cutlass Steel. Okay. Didn't use the cutter. Definitely didn't use the mule. The Vulture, I didn't use it in the event, but I did go do some salvaging with it. Really enjoy the Vulture. I'm currently going to save up to get a Vulture in-game so that I can utilize it in that gameplay. I think I really enjoy the very calm, just strip a ship, go back, strip a ship, go back. Okay, the Golem. I played with it a little bit. I actually enjoyed it. I think it's a good starter mining vehicle, but you will definitely want to upgrade as soon as possible. But if this is what you're going to start with, it's not a bad choice. Really good for what it is, a light miner. But I would get your starter ship and just buy it in game and use it to build up to the point of buying that bigger mining ship, like a mole or something like that. This is the Grey Cat ground vehicle. Nice, but there's no gameplay to really show whether it shines or not. The Mirai Furies are going to be great for people that are setting up pocket carriers. possibly with a caterpillar, a Drake caterpillar. You know, just pack it full of these things and just park it somewhere, then dump them out. It'll be quite the surprise for whoever you're going after, and the number of pilots you'd need. But yeah, the Mirai Guardian is one of my favorite of the show. I was pleasantly surprised with the baseline model's abilities, and the Guardian Max actually did really well. It does not do well face-to-face with the Hammerhead, but then again, it's in that fighter class that the Hammerhead is literally built to defend against. So, yeah, but pleasantly surprised. Good accoutrements in it. I would really like to see them flesh it out more. There seems to be little inconsistencies that need to be hammered out, either with the weapons or with flight dynamics in it, because it is definitely a space-faring flight vehicle. It's not a atmospheric fighter. It would probably realistically get taken out by a Gladiator fairly easy, but in space it's quite capable. It's just a very well put together ship. Alright, that is my rundown for the Invictus days. I hope everybody enjoyed the free fly and all the free ships. So please, if you have the time, come in here and get your favorite ships from the show and give them one last fly before everything's over. Alright, have a great day.